I've been reflecting lately on how fundamental patience is. I consider myself a patient person, guys, but I've also faced moments that tested my patience, make me feel it wasn't enough in certain situations. And the truth is that patience is an underrated key to success, and that's what we're going to discuss today. Hi, guys, my name is Fabio from Journey to Success, and welcome. Today we will explore the power of being patient. Recently, in these days, I've noticed that my patience has not been what it used to be. And I want to highlight with you the reasons behind this and emphasize its importance in reaching our goals. But before we go forward, as always, please subscribe so I know this is the right direction to lead you guys, to drive you and to guide you towards your journey to success. And let's get started, right? As always. So let's first identify the key moments when people lose their patience, okay? Whether in their projects, relationships, or other areas of life. One significant moment is related to what I would call dirtiness. The fact is that everyone can maintain a certain level of patience when everything is going smoothly, guys, all right? It is easy to be calm when nothing's wrong. However, when something impactful happens, emotions take over the mind and the spirit, okay? And in these situations, there is no strategy. It's just you and your emotions. For example, when the company I was working exited the Netherlands in these months, it had a significant impact of my overall strategy with my podcast and my community on Substack. And when external events disrupt your routine, that's when things can start to go wrong, okay? Another key point to consider is when the trial and error is no longer an effective way to experiment with new alternatives for growth or to reach success faster. Instead, it often becomes a desperate act to take shortcuts, like try to win the lottery, an outcome unlikely to happen. And it is important to understand this. It is important that when you try to act in a desperate way, in a rush way, you indirectly consume a significant amount of energy. But this energy, guys, is limited. And when it's finished, you cannot perform at your best in your core activities. Okay. For me, for example, my core focus is the podcast. And over the last few months, I wasn't really aligned with the value I used to provide because my energy, of course, was elsewhere. So you need to recognize that you have a beautiful bottle filled with energy, but before pouring all of it into secondary projects, tools, experiments, try to allocate 20-30% of your energy to these efforts, okay, to these secondary efforts. Because, guys, using too much energy on secondary purpose can always lead to burnout and compromise your main focus, okay? You have to remember that. Of course, there are moments when it is essential to reserve all your energy for crucial tasks in a temporary way. For example, in my case, I built a course in just a few weeks, which took focus away from my podcast, right? However, the truth is that I compromised my core focus by doing so. So the question is, was it really worth it? I don't know. So you have to acknowledge this and find a better balance in how you manage your energy, okay? Another important point is to avoid doing everything all at once. So when you try to do everything one shot, you quickly find yourself overwhelmed, okay? It's like trying to pour all the energy into a basket that represents your project. But if you don't pour carefully, if you don't pour this energy carefully, the energy, like water, spills everywhere. creating a mess. And this approach often reflects a desperate attempt to take shortcuts, guys, but the results are usually worse. So I'm not suggesting that you shouldn't scale your project or business. That's not my intention, of course. But rather, it is essential to recognize that there is a right time for everything. Okay. Once you feel balanced, once you feel confident that you have fully committed to one aspect of your work, then it's finally the right moment to look around and consider expanding your project. But what are the 5 elements that make embracing the power of patience more effective? First of all, the first element is, of course, trust. Trust is very important. Trust is the first element. When you trust yourself, guys, the work you're doing, when you trust the people around you, patience become easier. So your focus shifts from merely being patient to trusting the process. Know that the work you are doing, the person you are becoming, will all become a part of your second version of yourself in time, of course. And it may not be visible yet, all right, but it is there, like the roots forming before a tree fully grows, okay? A second point, second element is slowing down. Slow down, guys. This is something I still need to improve. Slow it down to go faster. So when you take your time, you actually become more efficient because you enter a flow state. Okay. So by focusing on one main point at time, you can accomplish tasks more easily and reduce stress. Number 3, take break. Taking break allows you to recharge your energy. So step outside or engage in a hobby, to refill yourself. This is very good. It might seem like accomplishing everything one day is the best strategy. But the truth is that taking breaks makes you more productive in the long run. Number 4, let go of control. So this element is more about emotions and intuitions. Through trial and error, guys, you learn to understand what flows better, right? Because if you face resistance during a project or an initiative, it is a sign that you may need to change direction, right? So don't try to control what your instincts tell you feels right. And number 5, remember that whatever you are going through will pass. Everyone experiences feelings of darkness, pain, struggle, as if trapped in limbo. It will pass, it will pass, it will pass. Though it may not happen immediately for everyone. It could take days, could take weeks, months. What is important to recognize is that it is up to you to bounce back from difficult situations. So acknowledge your struggle and move forward when the time is right. So don't judge yourself for how long it takes to get back on track. Of course, never judge yourself. But remember that your resilience will be the motor, that helps you bounce back sooner than later. So before we wrap up, right, what did we talk about today? We talk about how patience is key to reaching our goals. And I gave some personal examples, as always. So I shared some personal experience with challenges arising from a lack of patience and how it can be a fundamental key to success. Be patient. And we looked at moments when people usually lose their patience, guys, like during big change or when things don't go as planned, okay? And I pointed out that rushing into decision can drain your energy and lead to burnout. So it is very, very important, super important, to manage your energy wisely and focus on what truly matters. And we also talk about how trying to do everything at once can leave you feeling overwhelmed. And it is crucial to know when it is right to expand your project. And lastly, we covered 5 important elements to help you embrace patience. So trust the process and yourself. Slow down for better efficiency. Take breaks to recharge, guys. Let go of the need to control everything, okay? And be open to changing direction if something is not working out. Just a small adjustment more than a direction, Then it's up to you, of course, related to your energy. Because if your project drives you, means something. If gives you energy, if you feel filled with good energy, means something else. Overall, we really focus on how powerful patience can be and the importance of finding balance in what we do. Now, I would like to hear from you. How do you practice patience in your life, guys? What strategies or experiences have helped you stay calm during challenging moments? Share your thoughts, send me a message, or connect with me on Substack. Your stories inspire me, and I would love to know. And if you found value in today's episode, guys, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an update. And please consider sharing this episode with a friend who might need a gentle reminder to embrace the power of patience in their journey. Thank you so much for being here on Journey to Success. Together we are cultivating a mindset that values patience and resilience. I can't wait to see you in the next episode, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Cheers.